What if I told you there's a veteran guard on the buyout market who could potentially elevate our Boston Celtics' already stacked roster? That's right. The Celtics might just be eyeing a familiar face who has the experience and skills to make an impact. With the trade deadline behind us and the team making a surprising move by trading away a young talent, the question on every fan's mind is, could this be the perfect opportunity to add a seasoned player to our playoff run? Stay tuned as we dive into this intriguing possibility. If you want to stay updated on all things Celtics, hit that subscribe button and give us a like. The Boston Celtics have made some notable moves recently, but the biggest headline is that they stood pat at the trade deadline. It was expected, but still, as a passionate fan, it leaves me feeling a bit mixed. The only transaction the Celtics executed was trading young guard Jaden Springer to the Houston Rockets, along with a future second-round pick in exchange for a top 55 protected second-round pick in 2031. Now, on the surface, this looks like a classic salary dump. Springer couldn't find his place in the rotation this season, only managing to get garbage time minutes. It's tough to see a young player go, but it seems like the Celtics felt they had no choice given their current roster depth. Now, let's talk about the buyout market. With the recent news that the Utah Jazz waived veteran guard Josh Richardson after acquiring him, the Celtics could be looking at him as a potential addition. Richardson is an intriguing option. He's had a solid career, playing for several teams and bringing a wealth of experience. But let's not forget he's been hampered by injuries. He only managed to play 8 games this season due to a heel issue, and was limited to just 43 games last year. His stats from last season, 9.9 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.4 assists in about 26 minutes, show that when healthy, he can contribute. But here's the crux of the matter. Do the Celtics really need him? Our backcourt is packed with talent, featuring names like Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, and Peyton Pritchard. I mean, talk about depth. It's hard to imagine where Richardson would fit in if he were to join the squad. Sure, he could bring some veteran savvy in shooting, but the Celtics are already stacked, and it seems unlikely they'd find room for him in a playoff rotation that could go as deep as 9 players. And let's be real, unless we face significant injuries, it's hard to see the front office actively pursuing Richardson. It feels like there's a certain amount of risk involved in adding another guard when we already have so much talent at that position. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, it's always tempting to add experienced players who can step up when called upon. On the other hand, it seems like a potential disruption for a team that has been gelling nicely. The Celtics are positioned as one of the strongest teams in the league right now. Their chemistry is vital, and adding a new piece, especially one who's been out for most of the season, could upset that balance. The team has been working hard to build a cohesive unit, and while Richardson could be a great addition in theory, the reality is that he might just be a luxury we can't afford. That said, if an injury were to hit one of our starters, Richardson could emerge as a valuable asset. He's proven he can put up numbers when healthy, and his experience could be invaluable in high-pressure playoff situations. But right now, it feels like the Celtics might be better off sticking with what they have. So, what do you think? Should the Celtics take a chance on Richardson, or should they rely on their current lineup? I want to hear your opinions down below. Are you feeling optimistic about our depth, or do you think we need to shake things up a bit? Let's dive into the discussion. The Boston Celtics have been on a roll lately, re-establishing themselves as a dominant force in the Eastern Conference. After impressive wins against the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat, it's clear this team is firing on all cylinders. Tatum, our star power forward, is having an MVP-caliber season, averaging nearly 27 points a game. This guy is not just putting up numbers, he's elevating his game to a level that puts him in the conversation with the best of them. But what stood out to me after the Heat game was something Tatum said that seemed to take a shot at the Los Angeles Lakers. He mentioned that he's not a kid anymore and doesn't watch them. Now, that's some serious shade aimed at one of the most storied franchises in the NBA. And honestly, can you blame him? The Lakers have been a mixed bag, and Tatum is clearly focused on his own path to greatness. He's not just out there playing, he's making a statement. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. It's one thing to show confidence, but is it wise to poke the bear? As the Celtics continue their pursuit of success, another storyline is emerging. Veteran guard Josh Richardson is reportedly catching the attention of the Celtics. While his statistics haven't jumped off the page, averaging just 4 points and 1.5 rebounds across 8 games. His experience could prove invaluable as we move deeper into the season. The Celtics are in a position to make a solid playoff run, and having a seasoned player like Richardson could add depth to our rotation. I'm curious to see how this plays out. Is it enough to bolster our chances in the postseason? I want to hear your opinions down below. Now, let's talk about the implications of Tatum's comments and Richardson's potential acquisition. Tatum's confidence is infectious, and his ability to step up in big games is what we need as we head toward the playoffs. It's a mentality that can resonate through the locker room. If he's feeling this way about the Lakers, imagine how that kind of attitude can motivate the rest of the squad. We need that fire, especially in crucial moments. As for Richardson, he may not be putting up eye-popping stats, but the Celtics have always thrived on teamwork and chemistry. Sometimes it's not about the numbers, it's about how a player fits into the system. If his experience can help guide our younger players and contribute to the team's overall cohesion, then it's a win in my book. Looking ahead, the Celtics have a bright future, but we need to stay grounded. The Eastern Conference is tough, and every game matters. The chemistry on this team is crucial, and Tatum is leading that charge. His growth as a leader is as important as his scoring. When your best player is also your hardest worker, that sets the tone for everyone else. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The playoffs are a different beast altogether. Having talent is one thing, executing under pressure is another. The Celtics have been through this before, and experience will be key. It's going to be fascinating to see how this team evolves as we approach the postseason. Which players will step up? Can Tatum maintain this level of play? As passionate fans, we have every right to be excited, but we also need to temper our expectations. The road ahead is filled with challenges, and it's how the team responds that will ultimately define their season. And you, what do you think? Is this team built for a deep playoff run? I want to hear your thoughts down below. Don't forget to activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel to stay connected with everything Boston Celtics. The journey is just beginning, and I can't wait to see where it takes us.